So in this video, we're going to be looking at the downloads page in Risk Projector. So you're going to want to start by creating a model and running it. So this is the same demo model that we've used throughout the series. We created it during the tour, and then we looked at it for the explore page. So it's Ambassador, it's got default parameters, and it's got a system which is sort of a couple of locations from the Mary with pre-development and full entitlement water use scenarios, and for about 130 years worth of data. So as we've gone through the summary and the opportunities page, but then when you go to downloads, so we've got basically every possible combination of what you might need downloads wise can be got through here. So if we start with an individual file, like for example, the spatial results, you see that's come up in the downloads. So if I bring that up, we've got for every year the risk level, and because this is spatial, it applies for the whole system. It's just a year and a risk. It's not node specific. All right. So then if we go ahead and we go, actually, let's look at the yearly results. You can see that we've got for every node the year and the success, because every node has a yearly result, and this is just for full entitlement because I've downloaded the full entitlement version. So yeah, we can see, and all the results are in long format. So a set of headings and then the results. So nice and simple to analyze and import into other tools. Then I'll show temporal as well, just for completeness, but it looks the same, and it would be exactly the same. I'll actually demonstrate that. So this is temporal versus yearly, and you can see they're exactly the same, because in this case we're basically saying one success every year is required for temporal, so just directly mapping yearly to temporal. But of course you might say, oh, actually we only need 1 in 3 years, in which case something like where you might have had failure before would not be failure. So like here, this wouldn't be failure if we said, oh, we need 1 in 3 because, well, we didn't have success this year, but we had 2 successes in the previous 3 years. So whereas and currently that's still a failure. Then for daily, so the daily results is going to download as a zip file. Pull up the downloads, so a zip file, and the reason for this is because it has first of all a combined result file of the daily result for every node. So for every node, for every date, the success is what we're looking at, but we've also got these intermediate results. So effectively, if you've seen the assessment video, I talk a lot about the different potential results. In this case, it's a daily binary, but we also then have intermediate results. So for every day when we're applying the computation and we're scoring success, we basically capture where we fail it. So in this case, in season, so we've got these different steps. Is it in season? Is the flow threshold not exceeded? Is there suitable time to complete the event? Is the egg criteria met? Is the larva criteria met? And then if those are all true, then we would have success. And so this means that you can come through and you can see, hey, why did I get failures on these days? And you can specifically see, oh, well, this day was good, this day was good. Well, in this day, it was all good up until I think this is the egg criteria, it wasn't met. And then we had a period like that. And before that, there wasn't, there's not suitable time then. And, here it's in season, but the flow threshold is, not being met. So yeah, these give you a good way of viewing exactly why a rule was or was not successful. But ultimately, in terms of the downloads, you've got a combined file, and then for every location specifically, you've got a file. So the reason for this is in the case where you might have many locations, you've got like this, because it's 130 years, we've got 47,000 days. So you can imagine if you have 10 locations, 47,000 days per location, that quickly becomes a very large file, and just makes it easier if you can specifically look at an individual node, and you'll never have any trouble opening that with Excel. Whereas you might need to, use some other tool to open something if it's got, crazy large number of rows. So that is all of the individual files. If we then look at an example of downloading all scenario, so if I go ahead and click on this, again, this is a zip. So we've got, oh, and just to note, yeah, everything has names. So we've got the model name, the scenario, a timestamp of the run, and then the result file name. So if I look in like here, we've got, for daily, we've got the node, the model, the scenario, the timestamp of the run, and then the result. And that's consistent for everything. So it should make storing lots of different file results easier. Right, so if I go into my, so model name, demo model, scenario, full entitlement, and then this is just all the results for the scenario, so results. If I unzip that and I go in, I've got just the same files I downloaded, the yearly, temporal, spatial. These are just going to be exactly the same as the individual ones I downloaded. Same with daily. We've got just the same combination of, individual results and then combined. But what we also have in the overall results is a run settings log. So this is a JSON file and it captures the actual results. So if I go ahead and open this, I'll open it with just like a text editor. So there we go. We can look at this run settings log. And this is mostly important for record keeping purposes, but this is just representing for every location. So this is a node or a location that's, with this name. We've got the parameters that we set. So in this case, we said use median flow, and that calculated the flow as 74.719. So that's what the median flow is. And then, all the other parameters, the assessment parameters, and then the same thing for each location, and then the spatial assessment and the run period. So this is basically just a way of keeping a log of what your run was. So you can just download this, store it away, and that if you ever need to recreate this result or explain, how you got the result, you've got the log exists already. That comes in every download. So every group download on Risk Projector will include the log of the run. Anyway, if we then finally have a look at the download all, so this downloads just for everything in the run. So this is complete model results. So if I open up my, I should have it here. Yeah, so demo model results. We've then got each individual scenario. So what I've just showed you there, the, daily, yearly, spatial, temporal, and then the run settings log. But what the combined results also has is a combined, so not for daily because it would be too long, but for everything else, so yearly, temporal, spatial. Basically, this is one file with every scenario, every node, yearly success in it. So for full entitlement, for this node, for this year, for this success, and then, so we've got a whole bunch of this node, and then this other node, and then we'll move on to, pre-development. So, full entitlement, and then, pre-development. And so this just is for, data processing purposes, makes it easier if you want to feed this into something else. You've got one file with all of your results for all of your scenarios in it. And that's only available when you download all for a model. So I would say that is a good overview of Risk Projector's downloads. You can see here, we've got the run date, the length of the results, and every scenario you have will come through in here, and different models might have different intermediate result files. So maybe there's no daily because it produces only yearly results, but you'll see a yearly intermediate results then. And but as an overview, that's how you can download results through Risk Projector.